Morning, welcome back. Just woke up from a 2-week nap, my energy levels are restored, I'm ready to hit the town and listen to some live music. My very first concert experience felt like it was yesterday, minus 15 years. For me, the 2010s were a magical time, full of changes. The pop-punk genre was thriving. Emos were chopping off their black box-dyed bangs before joining the workforce. Even the trendy hipsters, who unironically wore flannel everything, were unaware they only had a few years left before they started their mass migration to LA to work for BuzzFeed. Before I discovered K-pop, I know, gnarly, right? Thanks for your condolences. My MP3 player was like 60% alternative indie music. These bands over here ring a bell for anyone? 303, Hello Goodbye, and Down with Webster, who are actually my Canadian brethrens. Well, I got to see all of them for the reasonable price tag of $30, I think. I was an unemployed teenager at the time and someone else's parent bought the ticket, so could be misinformation. But the experience, man, I had no idea what to expect. All I remember is running around the concert venue with my friends, getting super close to the stage, realizing there was a mosh pit forming right next to us, someone getting pushed into me, I pushed them back, but it was too hard and they hit their teeth on someone's shoulder. I felt bad, sure, but I had to run, because they were gonna tell on me. At the time, the only dance moves I knew were jumping up and down, flailing my arms around, and whatever 50 hours of Dance Dance Revolution taught me. Back in the day, we were cringe, but we were free, and not a single drop of alcohol was consumed. The way I was able to go all night, you'd think I was drinking Gamer Subs. The energy drink alternative with the cool anime themed artwork. When checking out their variety of flavors, you'll notice each package has its own unique design. And once you're done admiring the art at the Waifu Museum, pick a flavor that speaks to you. Mixed with water, you got yourself a clean energy source with no fillers, no added sugar, and no yucky caffeine crashes halfway through the day. Get a little bonus too, like 10% off your entire order and free samples when you use my code Edvasian. And starting on May 17th to the 24th, instead of the usual discounts, my code will actually get you free worldwide shipping, which makes it the perfect time to stock up. Am I a Gamer Subs fan? Pull up in the Sri Lanka. At the time, social media and smartphones weren't as big as it is now. We didn't have to worry about randomly getting posted online or photobombing an influencer's photo shoot. Is it just me, or does it feel kinda awkward vibing out at a concert nowadays? It could be the ADHD in my brain, which I just found out about. When there's loud music playing, I have to move my body in some way, whether it's bobbing my head up and down or slapping spoons on my knee. I don't think I could sit for 2 hours straight, stone-faced with my arms crossed, or on my phone filming the entire thing for content. Sure, everyone's got different ways they want to enjoy a concert, but it seems like we're all just one cringe dance move away from being posted online and being made fun of for views. Getting to listen to your favorite artist in a live setting with a hyped up crowd who aren't on their phones all night is an S-tier human experience. Some people go to concerts so they can keep working their 9 to 5s without getting depressed. Some people work 9 to 5s and 6 to 10s so they can go to concerts. Like Coachella, the gold standard of what a music festival in LA should be like. Other than the huge variety of popular artists you get to see, one of Coachella's main selling points is the aura of fame surrounding the venue, where only the trendiest of trends and the most celebrity of celebs will be there. And if you happen to be lucky, you might catch them doing this out in the open. How cool does it sound when you tell your friends? Beyonce? Yeah, I was 10 feet away from her. Car. Yesterday, I made eye contact with Blackpink. Security guard when they pushed me out of the way, which wasn't my fault, okay? You know how distracting it is when Benson Boone is backflipping across the field instead of walking? Coachella is also a place to show off your fashion chops. People put a lot of time and effort into planning days worth of social media worthy outfits. Vanessa Hudgens was even coined the Queen of Coachella after going viral multiple times for her concert attire. She loved this festival so much, not even a nationwide lockdown could stop her from attending.
Yeah, till July sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry, but like...
I will give her props for trying. We didn't actually know if being nice to the virus would make it take a month off so we could do Coachella.
It's a virus, I get it, like, I respect it.
If you're able to get into Coachella, you get the status of being a cool guy. It was known as the music festival where general admission tickets would sell out in under 20 minutes. Even I wanted to go back in the day, totally missed my chance to see 21 for free and get hit in the face with Dara's shoe. But music festivals are no walk in the park. You're basically running a marathon for 3 days straight in the desert heat. You're either suffering throughout the week and falling victim to money traps, or you're living the life of luxury in safari tents that cost $10K.
First meal at Coachella, I am not doing well. I'll tell you that much right now. Okay, girl. People made it look so easy. Me and my best friend are not doing well. One of the canopies that we bought was broken. That was off to a bad start. We waited 6.5 hours in line for security to let us in the heat. I contemplated leaving and getting a hotel room. I'm not really the nature girly, you know?
I stepped outside and I could barely breathe. Like, bitch, why does my skin have a red tint over it? Like, what's happening?
That's crazy.
I'm sure plenty of people had a great time, despite all the negative things we've seen online. If you go with a group with well-organized friends and the vibes are good, could be fun. But ticket sales are slowing down, and people are realizing, I can watch this entire thing on my phone, on a couch, instead of waiting 5 hours in a hot car just to get in. Do you guys wear diapers to these things? Does it depend? Ha! I'm just curious how people go to the bathroom. I would not survive this. Road trips are my #1 pee trigger. It's like my bladder knows exactly when to shrink itself down to half its size. Coachella in its present state has evolved into some sort of content farm for influencers and famous people. Not to say Coachella was a perfect event back in the day, but it's crazy to see how the vibes have changed. Did you know that Coachella was born during the great battle between the band Pearl Jam and Ticketmaster, the giant ticketing service monopoly who makes buying concert tickets feel like you're in the Hunger Games? In the sense you'll be fighting for your life to snag even one nosebleed ticket, and you'll be hungry after paying all these random venue fees. Can I have a concert ticket with my fees? During the 90s, Pearl Jam was boycotting venues controlled by Ticketmaster because they wanted to keep ticket prices low for their fans, while Ticketmaster was interested in charging additional fees on top of ticket prices. So Pearl Jam was able to find and perform at a venue called the Empire Polo Club, which made organizations realize, hey, this is a great place to hold a music festival. And Coachella made its debut on this 1,000-acre space in 1999, where you only had to pay like $50 a day to get in and see artists like Beck and Rage Against the Machine. Now, $50 at a music festival gets you a lukewarm chicken sandwich and a thimble of water. The organizers said they wanted to provide a high-comfort festival experience for guests. They had ads promoting free water fountains, ample restrooms, misting tents, free parking, and a free bottle of water when attending. Aww, I'm kicking my feet and giggling. That's actually so sweet, getting treated like a princess as a concert goer. What happened? Coachella did lose about $750,000 during its first year. Lesson learned, must have given out too many free waters. Once things started catching wind through word of mouth, the lineups got bigger, with more advertisers, more corporations, and more money getting involved. The supply and demand for Coachella really kicked things into overdrive. Now they cram you in there like cattle, in the blazing heat. Cattle with gym bro physiques, cowboy hats on, and a face full of Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. Currently, general admission passes start at around $600 USD. And if you want to have a pleasant experience where you're not scrounging around like a raccoon, be prepared to shell out some generational wealth money. Everything will cost you extra, from parking.
This parking spot right here, I'm in an RV. Literally the parking spot, guys, cost me $800. No way! And I had no choice but to pay it, because where am I gonna put this RV? I can't park it anywhere.
To premium showers.
These are what the super duper showers look like. They're $10. They're located in lot 4 and 10. So this is an individual one. You have your hanging room space, a place to put your clothes, a sink, a mirror, and this is what the actual shower space looks like. The water pressure isn't the best, but low-key, this shower revived me, 10 out of 10. We waited about like an hour and 10 minutes to get in, so definitely get there early or on time.
And you can't forget the pricey food with the Coachella upcharge slapped right on top.
I'm at Coachella and I just spent $32 on a burger and french fries, so let's try it out.
Jay's hot chicken was $32 for a sandwich and fries, but you already know that tender was juicy and just coated in spicy, garlicky seasoning with nice crunchy pickles. It tasted way fresher than some of the other vendors. Like the fries were crispy and hot and kind of fluffy inside.
Damn, $32 for a chicken sandwich? It does look good, but I'd only consider it if it was made from one of those fancy chickens wearing those fancy pants.
Fried chicken, gnarly. Fried chicken, gnarly.
I mean, this is just the way festivals and any event with high traffic works. The more scarce something is, the higher these vendors can charge. There were times when I paid $7 USD for a bottle of water at a concert, which was actually $10 converted into Canadian. They robbed me, and not even at gunpoint. The food at Coachella can also be very hit or miss. Just because the price is high doesn't mean it'll be good. There's always a chance you're wasting your money.
I have the lobster rolls right here. Got it from the boiling crab. This is $26. That's freaking insane. The lobster is kind of suspicious. It's very chewy. It's limp. Oh, that's foul.
These are the prices for the coffee. Not too bad. You're obviously paying for the convenience.
True, it is convenient, but making instant coffee yourself isn't exactly a complicated process. Guess the hardest step would be making sure you bring it in the first place. If I didn't have caffeine for a weekend-long music festival, oh boy, just like a Facebook mom, you don't want to talk to me before I've had my coffee. I'd hop behind the coffee shop counter and start doing dishes, hoping they'll pay me in free drinks. That's all I really need, a quad shot of espresso and good music to dance to. My personality type? Ballerina cappuccina. The famous LA restaurant Nobu, a celebrity and influencer hotspot, was also at Coachella this year. If you decide to eat here, it'll set you back about $350 per person. You think any of these chefs are allowed to dance or vibe to the music? I know a blink when I see one. That guy is definitely a little monster. As in a Lady Gaga fan, not as an insult. Working in this environment would probably be so distracting. Those chefs are always going to be on edge when there's always the chance Benson Boone will backflip from the stage across the field into one of these seats. Whether it's good or bad, going to Coachella is definitely an experience you'll remember. It does seem like there's more videos nowadays talking about the negatives of going. Some of it probably has to do with the high expectations people have based on what they've seen on social media. The luxurious 5-star camping experience is only for the people who can afford it. For influencers, Coachella is a goldmine for content where they show you the best parts. 3 days condensed into 1-minute highlight reels with good vibes only. That's what brings in the brand deals. But unless they livestream themselves 24/7, we don't actually know if they got into the event for free, snapped a pic of the live stage, posted on their story, and then left via private jet. With all the editing you can do, things usually look 10 times better online. If your algorithm is showing you the rich side of Coachella, where people are staying in safari tents and making living rooms from scratch out in the desert, you might think, that could be me. Live, laugh, loving at Coachella. Without realizing, this tent actually cost $10K for the weekend and was actually gifted from a brand. If you're on the poor side, be prepared to go through it, mentally and physically. This place is no walk in the park. Especially when camping there, with all those strangers' tents so close to you, you're basically in, and they were roommates proximity. All you can really do is pray you get a good one when spinning the roommate roulette wheel. Finding out your neighbor caught a case of crunchy Coachella cough when you're trying to sleep isn't very fun.
Anyway, I'm going to close.
You know what would help that guy kill that cough? A cappuccino assassino! After a Coachella weekend, I'll bet the sleep you get is some dead for 2 days straight sleep. Good for you though if you're able to fall asleep in a place like this. I am trash at sleeping if I don't have perfect sleep conditions. The Europeans on TikTok were actually making fun of Coachella goers because apparently their music festival conditions are way worse because of the rain. Music festivals are really just prepping us for when we have to hide in the mud from predators, like PETA. PETA, you can get up now. The horse is at Coachella. I will say, for the $600 Coachella admission fee, it is the best bang for your buck if you like a lot of the artists performing. Sometimes the level of production for headliners is just as good as seeing them in concert, if not better. And if you're into spotting famous people, what better place to see them casually walking around? Anything involving live music nowadays is so expensive. Just look at the state of buying concert tickets for an A-list celebrity. You might end up paying even more for a worse viewing experience. If you're like most people who lost the battle of getting a concert ticket at face value, expect to pay at least a couple $1,000s. Not even for the floor. These are just decent seats where the singer doesn't look like an ant and there's not a giant support beam blocking your way. Nothing has spiked my heart rate up more than buying concert tickets on Ticketmaster. It's actually a war zone with no rules or regulations. Unfortunately, not everyone can finna be in the pit when tickets are being resold at car prices. $36,000 for a BTS ticket, $94,000 for Taylor Swift tickets. Are you guys finna okay? How can people pick what seem to be random, unreasonable prices for seats that aren't even that good? Well, there's this thing with ticketing called dynamic pricing, where the cost changes depending on how high the demand is for the event. All it takes is one mega rich fan to buy a crazily priced concert ticket for a reseller to make bank. Maybe if you tell all the bots and scalpers buying up all the tickets you respect them,
I respect it.
They'll knock off a few bucks for you. Never know until you try. There's been talk about the ethics of attending multiple shows in different cities for the same artist. Some say it takes away opportunities from other fans to see their favorite singer in person. Following a musical act from city to city isn't exactly a new thing though. Back in the day, this was the norm for fans of rock bands. They just didn't post about it online where strangers could take out their frustrations on them. And tickets were a lot more affordable, even with inflation. I don't think it's wrong to see multiple shows if you have the means to, even if it seems unfair. Policing what others do with their time and money isn't realistic. But if you are one of those well-off fans who can afford multiple shows, just know if you want to avoid any backlash, since everyone's so angry nowadays on the internet, maybe skip that post flexing that you've seen Tung Tung Sahur live 20 times this year. Concerts aren't a necessity in life. No one's forcing you to go, but you shouldn't have to be ultra rich or go broke trying to see one. If we can, let's try avoiding that bad ending. Music venues used to be a non-threatening third space for young adults to hang and have new experiences. Now it's all about clout maximizing and financial gains for big corporations. Well, who knows? If the lineup is really good, maybe you'll see me there next year, eating an $80 burger. Before you take off, think of tapping the like button on this video as your admission to Coachella. We don't have any artists lined up yet. Well, no artists lined up ever, but it's free, with plenty of references to niche nerdy things and ancient memes to go around. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.